Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Sky Saviors. So we have a new fusion monster in Galflare the Sky Savior Shine, which is okay. We can place 1 card from our hand on the bottom of our deck to shuffle cards from our opponent's graveyard into the deck up to the number of face-up Celestial Warrior type monsters on the field times 2. So this is most of the time going to be 2, but also could be 4 and is rarely going to be 6. This card is fine. Its attack points are okay. 26 is bigger than 25, which is fine. Shuffling cards is fine. The other effect is add 1 level 4 or lower light or dark attribute monster or 1 Sky Savior Wish from your graveyard to your hand. So again, this is fine. It feels a little bit underwhelming, I think, just because of the power of a lot of these other cards. Druckmore just being a 2900 body that protects all your guys from destruction. Digrace can go up to a crazy high attack or attack twice. You've got Altiera, just the Floodgate monster. You've got Soliel that can pop back row. I mean, to be fair, Solcier is probably one of the other quote-unquote bad Sky Savior fusions, but I just feel like Galflare is a little bit underwhelming. It is made as well using Ranga, the Sky Savior Knight, which is, again, clearly the weakest of the Sky Savior main deck monsters, so having to play that also feels a little bit clunky, I guess. We are also playing our new boss monster, Glacius the Snowmeister of Sacred Splendor, which is pretty cool. We can basically shuffle some cards from our opponent's field back into the deck, but we have to give up a ton of cards to do so. It's only really good if we're already really far ahead in advantage, but it can be really, really good. We have chosen to go with the Kime Luna package this time because we just think Kime Terasu is just really, really good. Being able to change all monsters to defense and then destroy them all is pretty good. And our legend monster is going to be Abyss Soldier because we are just so many water monsters. We've also gone for Pot of Greed, and this is because this +1s us, which can be really good for Glacius's effect. So we're basically trying to just amass a ton of cards so we can send them all to the graveyard and shuffle a couple of cards back. And then we have our new trap card, which is Sky Savior Wish. This card is actually bonkers. When you put normal or special summons a monster, place 1 water attribute warrior monster and a fairy type monster from your graveyard on top of your deck in any order. Place 1 monster from your opponent's field on the bottom of the owner's deck. Then you can set a Sky Savior Watch or 1 fusion from your graveyard to your spell or trap zone. So this gets you basically a full fusion monster. It deals with your opponent's boss monster, tucks it away to either the bottom of their deck or back to the fusion deck, depending on where they got it from, and then gives you like a Sky Savior monster and a Angel monster and a fusion card ready to go into another fusion on the next turn. This card is just completely insane and just does everything. So yeah, we're feeling very confident going into this week. This is definitely not the most complete, not the most competitive version of this deck, because I don't think we would be playing Glacius, but this is still extremely powerful. Sky Saviors are very, very strong, and we're feeling like we're probably going to win. Let's fire on in and see what Alex has got for us. Last week we had the cats, and that's not to be confused with the beast cats. This was spellcaster cats versus the high-tech dragons, which you did manage to take using your new boss monster, the face card of the set. Was it Red Reboot Enhanced Dragon instead of just Red Boot Enhanced Dragon?
Yep.
Which, yeah, these naming conventions, man, I don't know. I don't know. But what that does mean is we've come to the end of Red Reboot of Darkness, the set. So we are now going to be playing kind of whatever we want. Now, that might be stuff from Red Reboot, that might be stuff from previously, but we do have another week until the next set launches, which is looking to be interesting. It's a lot of reprints, so I'm not sure how many new decks we'll get out of that. Hopefully at least a couple. But as for this week, again, we're kind of going through our backlog a little bit. Now, I know that you've still got a handful of decks to bring, so I'm interested to see what you bring this week. I have a lot fewer options, but I still have enough that I had to make a decision, right? So it wasn't just, oh, I have to default onto X deck, or oh, I haven't got any new cards left, so I'll play an old deck. No, I'm still got some new cards to work with.
Oh, good.
Shall we fire on him?
Yeah, let's go.
Wow. Ooh. Ooh. A... Alright, let's see what we have got. Now, this is one of the hands of all time. I suppose I will go ahead and start with my Sky Savior Watch.
Oh boy.
And I will reveal that I have the Soliel and the Valkyrian Sokori. So I guess we will go for the safe option and take Dunkus, the Sky Savior Knight. Then from top to bottom, I guess I will normal summon my Soliel or Soleil, the Sky Savior Angel. Activate its effect, so I can reveal a warrior from my hand. So reveal the Dunkus you already know about. Becomes lower, and I get to reveal the top 4 and add a fusion to my hand if there is one, which there is not. So I get to rearrange these again. We will sort that out. Now, I think the play is going to be set and then tribute set. We'll set and do we want to set this Dunkus that you know about? So I think we will just leave it in hand for now.
Oh, oops.
That's a robber room.
It is.
Okay.
A bandijo.
So you gain attack points, which is a little bit disappointing. Because my guy had a lovely big butt. It was Glacius, the Snowmeister of Sacred Splendor. Normal summon Celia. Followed by normal summoning Dunkus. I'm going to tribute both and summon out Kime Luna, the Dark Shifter. So you probably remember this card, but I can change battle positions of 2 monsters on my opponent's field. Attack become defense, defense become attack. Then if I change battle position by this effect, I can change the battle position of one monster of my field. So we will use the effect. And I will be changing you to defense mode. And sure, we'll change myself to defense as well. Then we're going to summon out Valkyrian Sokori and drop the fusion. And create. I mean, your guys are pretty good at boosting attack regardless, so I don't think there's much merit to putting this in defense mode. So we will summon an attack. We'll activate its effect, and then destroy it to 2 defense position monsters.
Oh.
Okay, you get the scat. Fortunately, it doesn't stop my attack. I mean, if you don't want any, just throw them all away. Then I guess we'll go to battle. And then we'll attack. And then we will pass.
This is yikes.
Curious as to what you drew with your Scat Thief. Because if it was all brick, you could have sent it all to the graveyard. So I'm assuming there were some decent cards in there. You just didn't draw the cards you needed to see off the top. I really want to get this off, but it's never going to work. So I think I might as well just get rid of it. So I will set. Then I'm going to tribute 2 and summon out a second copy of Glacius, the Snowmeister of Sacred Splendor. So I can send up to 6 other cards from my hand and or field to the graveyard. Until the end of your next turn, its level is increased by 1, which is nice. It cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which is great. Then you can shuffle up to 1 face down card from your opponent's field to the owner's deck for every 3 cards sent to the graveyard. So I could send 3 cards, if I want to, but just -3 myself, to get rid of one of your cards. Which is, that's not terrible in the right context. Unfortunately, right now, it's not super fantastic. So what I will do is I will destroy your defense position monster with my effect. We'll set a back row. How much do we fear Mirror Force? I mean, I do kind of fear Mirror Force. I'm going to set this. I'll go battle, and then we'll try and get in. Oh, is still the cylinder.
Cylinder.
Get him with Kimetarasu. Then we'll pass.
Oh, need a miracle now.
Do we respond to Legend Magician is the question. I don't think we do.
Nope, GG.
Ooh.
I got nothing. Handful of spell cards.
Ah, okay. I assume at least a couple of equip spells.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens in game 2.
Let's go first. Okay. So no way of getting that back up. Right.
See what the second L Magician hits.
Yeah, that one's fine.
Good old Rubber Room. Bang DJ is so good. Obviously, its effect is unuseful the turn it's summoned, but still, just being a 2500 body can be really, really useful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will summon out the Lure the Sky Savior Angel and activate its effect. I will reveal to you that I have Ranga, the Sky Savior Knight. Unfortunately, we did not build what I wanted, and my Legend Monster is now in the graveyard. Next up, we'll summon out the Ranga, and then we'll tribute out my Glacius the Snowmeister of Sacred Splendor once more. Now, the issue is I have to send 3 cards to get rid of your level 7, and I only have 3.
Random.
I don't think that's a good idea. So I think we will have to, unfortunately, just attack one of your defense monsters, which is really bad, because if you draw any equip spell, this could get very sketch very quickly.
So,
The heck is this? Fiddle Bador. Is this new, or is this a card I've just not registered?
no, this is a new one.
Okay, send a card from your hand to the graveyard, add a Psychic Equip, or Psyquip Fusion, or Equip Spell from your graveyard to your hand. Okay.
And then we'll activate my Quip Fusion
Okay.
for Bandiva the Ballistic Battle Ballad.
Alright, what does this do? So it's a 3000 attacker. Draw a card. Then this card gains attack equal to the total number of cards in both players' hands times 500 until the end of your opponent's next turn. So right now, that would be 2000. Then if you have exactly 1 card in your hand, you can destroy 1 card in your opponent's field. So, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to show off my new card, which is a really, really gross card. So, I will activate Sky Savior Wish, which is when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, I can place 1 water attribute warrior type monster and 1 fairy type monster from my graveyard on top of my deck in any order. I can place 1 monster from my opponent's field on the bottom of the owner's deck. It is super gross. Do I want the tribute monster? I kind of want the Ragnar again.
They were already good. They didn't need a broken trap card.
Yeah, this trap card is actually nuts. Like, this is like the Gaia the Fierce Knight trap card, intercepting Gaia. Like, it's so crazy, and it puts it on the bottom of the deck as well. So, if it is an actual boss monster, you just go, nope, it's tucked.
Well, let's see if I can get a draw off of the Viper Brigand. Nope. Activate Legend Strike.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot I had Magician in the graveyard.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wouldn't have helped pop Sky Savior Wish get a full board, but
That's fine. I'll just get out another Bandijo.
yeah, this still does out. No, my Glacius. I haven't even used his effect yet. Alright, let's go for it. We will summon out Ranga the Sky Savior Knight. We'll activate the effect to reveal Fusion from my hand, and now I can special summon a Soliel or Lure from the grave. So I'll bring back Lure. We'll activate Lure effect, and I will reveal that I have a Sealer in hand. And get nothing off it. Then we can activate Fusion and summon out our new boss monster. So this is Galflare, the Sky Savior Shine. So I can place a card from my hand on the bottom of my deck to either shuffle cards from my opponent's graveyard into the deck up to the number of face-up Celestial Warriors in my field times 2. So right now that would be 2. Or I can add a level 4 or lower light or dark attribute monster or Sky Savior Wish from my graveyard to my hand. So a level 4 light or dark would have to be one of my 2 fairies that are currently in the graveyard. Now the question is, do I do this? I kind of want to, so we're gonna summon out Lure. We're gonna go ahead and activate her effect. I reveal the Sealer that you already know I have. Ah, boo. Right, we'll set. Then, I suppose, do we even bother using the effect? I can shuffle cards from your graveyard into the deck. I guess that's a little bit good. Yeah, we'll do that. Having this Sealer in my hand ain't doing anything right now. So we will just put back the legends. We'll go battle, and we will simply attack over the Bandijo.
Oof.
In the past.
Okay.
Out of all the Sky Savior fusions, I think this one is probably the worst. Like, he's a nice utility card, right? Mess with your opponent's graveyard a little bit. Recur some of your fairies. But, like, he doesn't have the, all my guys are indestructible. He doesn't have the, I can pop all your back row.
Yeah. You activate your effect.
Okay, send target to the graveyard, name set Psychic that monster to the graveyard. Choose one physical Psychic monster, choose as 2 tributes for a tribute summon for Wind attribute Psychic. Okay. Well, he says Plectochrome. What is Companions? If you have 2 face-up monsters of the same type on your field, draw 1 card, then you can make up to 2 face-up monsters with the same attribute on your field, gain 400 attack. Ooh, okay. That's pretty good here. All my back row's nothing.
Lacked crime, but I can tribute this off for my legend monster.
Cyber Tech Alligator. Well. Ow. That's right, I'll just draw it out. I'm confident in that. Let's go deck. Okay. Not the best draws, but we can maybe fix that with this. So I will reveal that I have Valkyrian Cut Pastry and Valkyrian, or Needle Curry even, not Valkyrian. I keep using that old name still. Although Valkyrian Cut Pastry's name hasn't changed yet, I assume that will get updated. Oh, what do I even want in my hand out of these? Do I just take Mirror Force and just be like, yeah, you gotta out it? The issue is you've got 2 25s, so taking the 2500 attacker doesn't do anything. Kime Luna might be able to do something, because your Spectrum is only the turn it's summoned. Fusion is great, but I would need things that fuse together. I think it is just Mirror Force or Kime Luna, unless we want to try and high roll with Soliel and just find Fusion. But we know we're putting 1 to the bottom and 1's in the graveyard, so we would have to be digging through, what, like the top 15 cards of the deck, something like that. We're going to take Fusion.
Okay.
Next up, we are going to normal summon Cut Pastry, and we're going to normal summon Celestial Seamstress. We'll then activate Fusion and combine the 2 together to create the unstoppable Hagorobo, the Cloudal Handling Celestial Seamstress. So I can pay 300 life points, add a level 4 or lower warrior or fairy monster from my graveyard to my hand, then I can set Fusion or Divine Transformation from my graveyard to my spell and trap card zone. So we'll activate the effect. And now I can take back... Yeah, we'll take back Lure. And then we will set the Fusion. Next up, we will normal summon Lure. Activate the effect. Reveal that we have Ciela. We're going to flip summon Ragnar. Activate Fusion. And get this one out again. Wow. Now, where do we want to go from here? If I use you, I can't be over. We're going to set... I would like to get your legend into the grave and then shuffle it back in, but I can't do that. So we will set...
You cannot.
I think we'll just get battle. And we will attack into your plect crime, I guess. And then pass.
Okay. So it's...
Well, you already knew that was Ciela.
Yep.
Just have so much back row. But now it's time to show you the true power of Hagoromo. It's not only the turn it's summoned. Dunkus for now. Then we'll set one of our fusions. Next up, we will set this. And then Tribute 2 to summon out Kime Luna. Use Kime Luna effect. Change this to defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then sure, she can go to defense as well. And then we have the Nidoqueen into the fusion. Gets us our Kimiterasu effect. Pops both of these.
Yep. See if I can.
Well, I can tell you right now I can't kill you unless I draw into something in a sec. Even then, I think it would be quite a hard ask for me to try and kill you. Just because I now would have to summon out a level 9. Which is quite hard. But we will go ahead and use trade in here. Pitch to draw 2. Then we'll set 1, set 2, go to battle, and try and get in. Oh, wait, that was actually a small misplay. I probably should have used my Gal Flare to put your alligator back in.
Yes.
I mean, you get a popper back row with this, but other than that...
That one.
Got witnesses. And for the crashy washy, I mean, it absolutely had to do that, so... I'm having the issue of, my deck's looking a bit thin, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That might be your win con point. Alright, are you ready for my legend spell?
Mm-hmm.
Pot of Greed!
Oh!
Everyone loves the Pot of Greed. Alright, so we will normal summon Ciela. Normal summon Lure. Which means going down to 0 cards in deck. Do we really want to do that? Yeah, to hell with it, right? Let's use Lure effect. Reveal a Celia from hand. Or Ciela. And the reason we did that was to change its name so we can use Fusion and go into Saucier, which can use its effect to destroy spell and trap cards. I place 1 card from my field, so put that back, and then I can pop 2 of your spell traps. Then we'll summon, and I guess keeping these in hand doesn't do anything anymore. So we will... This is tense. Right, we will attack this. Then to play around a scat, I have to attack with this. Oh. What is it? What is it? Oh no!
Ooh!
I got so unlucky there, man. I popped 2 back row and missed the only card that could have stopped me. Mind you, what does Force of Thief do?
Lets me reset that crow if you destroy back row.
Okay, so I guess
If you'd have missed that one, you'd still have lost. Because I'd have been able to get the cylinder back out.
Yeah, so I would have needed to hit cylinder and that, I guess. I guess that doesn't make me feel quite as bad then for missing the cylinder.
There's 10-10.
Aww. I wanted to use my back row. Alright, well. Yeah, it turns out milling myself a bunch is kind of sketch. Although, I stand by my play, right? I think that was still the correct play. The alternative was... Because I don't think I had another way to get to Kimiterasu, so because of that, or Kimi Luna even, it would have been a bit weird, but at least we get game 3 out of this. Let's see what happens. Right, we will go first. And we will open with Trade-In. Discard, draw 2. Then we're going to activate Sky Savior Witnesses and reveal that we have Ciela and Cut Pastry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will be adding Lure? Is Lure what I want? Yeah, we'll add Lure. And these can go in this order. We will then summon, activate the fusion, and summon out everyone's least favorite Sky Savior card. Altiera, the Sky Savior Transients. Your opponent cannot activate normal spell cards except fusion. Now, notably, you can still activate equipped spell cards. I'll pass on that.
Can I activate normal spell cards with fusion in the name?
No.
Oh,
if it said fusion cards, you would be allowed to, because it just says fusion full stop. It has to be exactly fusion.
Yeah, well. Robberin.
Double robbery. And no, overpowered trap card, go.
You.
I accept that. That is a true statement. I am being...
That makes me want to spend.
I mean, to be perfectly honest...
If that comes to Duel Links, I'm going to stop playing Duel Links.
Yeah, I actually played against this exact trap card in a tournament, and it literally... Like, I didn't, rage quit the game, but I was close, mate. I was like, that card is so dumb.
That best be getting hit on January 1st, I swear to God.
Well, I hope it does, because it's one of those things where, yeah, Sky Savior was not underperforming a little bit in tournaments, but, the answer isn't give them a crazy good trap card. It's just let the deck go away. Right, well, we'll flip up our Cut Pastry. We'll summon out our Sokori. We'll use our fusion to combine them together into our Hagoromo. We'll then activate Hagoromo effect. Take back. Sure, Sokori can come back. And we'll set the fusion again. Then we will summon out Celia. Set 2. Go to battle. And let's see what this is. Get a little bit greedy with this attack. And we'll try and get in for 46. Then we pass.
Oh, I can't even activate Pot Greed. Fuck.
Yeah, Floodgates are very fun. I don't know why we have Floodgates in Rush. It just does not seem like the format for Floodgates. Right, we will go for Witnesses. We'll reveal this and this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take back this boy. Then we can activate Hagoromo. Put this back in the hand. And then I will tribute 2 and summon out this guy. Now I can activate his effect.
Your entire hand into the graveyard.
Yeah. And then I'll hit 2 of your monsters. Swing. Swing. And then we'll pass.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah. Sorry about that. This is why I don't like bringing out the Sky Savior deck very often, because I know it's not very fun to play against.
I'd lose at deck selection every time I play against it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to side deck against as well, right? Because it's easy to be like, oh yeah, just side deck more traps or something, right? But you need to side deck stuff to facilitate your strategy. You need to be able to pivot onto something else. You need to just run good generic cards that just out specific things. So like, it's really, really hard to deal with some of these Floodgate cards. And especially if your deck is a spell card reliant deck, Ulteria is just catastrophic, right? It's just completely broken. And I, for one, would love to see Ulteria get hit. Just because I think it creates unfun scenarios, and in my mind, get rid of the unfun stuff, right? But we did get to show off at least what all the new cards do, right? We got to see Glacius, we actually got to use his effect. We got to see my other new fusion card in the Galflare, which didn't do a ton, but he was neat to see. We actually got to see Hagoromo do quite a lot this game, which was quite nice. And obviously this new trap card, Sky Save Your Wish, is stupid and I hate it. But it does stop Seven's Geas, so that's at least one thing. And then, obviously from your deck, we did get to see your fusions come out, and we also got to see just how... Well, we did get to see
one
him
out,
come out.
and then you wished it
briefly.
away.
Yeah, well, again, this is a deck that I think we will be seeing again in the next couple of weeks anyway. I think it's a really good... It's in a really good place, I think, the Wind Psychics. Just because I feel like whenever you summon a boss monster, it is always able to like climb up to really high attack. So like in a couple of situations, I like summoned out 2,500 defense monsters, and you were just like, nah, I'm just gonna hit over it, no problem. And I was just like, oh, 2,500 defense usually it walls off a lot of decks. It does not wall off the Wind Psychics, unfortunately. But yeah, so again, we got the new set coming out next week. Hopefully, we'll get some good games out of that. So GG, buddy.
GG.